Hey. All right. So, as it is Sunday night and we're going into Monday, we are going to be talking about 9 things to consider as you're prepping for your week. So, this might be like tomorrow's your Monday, you're kicking off your new healthy habit, you're going to try again, you fell off the wagon, you're pushing restart, whatever, or you're already cruising along or at least still bumping along, and tomorrow's just the next day, right? To tweak and make it just a little bit better. So I want to give you some tips on things to consider to make your week smoother so that sticking with the healthy can be simple. All right. So I'm going to go rocking and rolling through this list. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Erin Moore. I'm the founder of Success with More Nutrition. Used to be tight size 17, 18, now down to a 2-4. Did it before and after the babies. And it's my mission now to pay it forward and bring you all the simple stuff so that we can keep it simple and easy, because we tend to overcomplicate the healthy thing and then we get really overwhelmed and pitch it out the window before we even start. So maybe some of these tips tonight might just be that aha moment that finally just brings it to I can finally do this moment. All right. So step number 1, if you went ahead and you went, okay, I'm going to eat healthy tomorrow and I'm going to get my snacks and set them aside. It's really important to snack, by the way, on healthy snacks. Then instead of just getting like the Greek yogurt or the cottage cheese or the handful of almonds or whatever it is that you're going to get paired with like some fruits or vegetables, for one day, if you're already throwing a handful of carrots in a bag for yourself for tomorrow to go with a cheese stick, why not just throw 5 handfuls into 5 different bags? And now you've got snacks for the next 5 days. And yeah, maybe you'll switch it up and want some that are a little bit different, but no matter what, if you're flying out the door, now those snacks are already done. So go ahead and take that extra. If you already have all the stuff out, it only takes you an extra minute or 2 to get the rest of the day done. Rest of the week done. And then that's just powerful and awesome. And you're just stay on point almost because you know it's already done, instead of, I've got to go do this. And we come up with reasons and excuses why we can't. Anybody else in that same boat? Like, I'll do good the first day or 2 of the week and then life happens and then I'm crazy. But if they're already done, who thinks that they'd be more willing to stick with it? Number 2. Basically, we're going to do the same thing with healthy lunches as we did with the snacks. So if you're already setting aside healthy lunch for tomorrow, maybe you're going to vary it up. Maybe it'll be some leftovers, or maybe you've already got some pre-chopped chicken, moving the camera, and you're going to do, a salad or something like that. Some elements typically with our lunches, especially if we're at work and we're trying to keep it simple, stay the same. So plan out anything that's going to stay the same. Like, you could technically, if you're going to do a salad all week long, put the lettuce just in 5 different containers. Now you're done with that part for the week. I will make a whole bunch of them, but I'll sprinkle things. My friend Kelly is always like, you make these beautiful gourmet salads. All I do is take stuff from different containers and sprinkle them around. But then they're all a little bit different and they're ready to go for the week. And it takes seconds. The most timely part of it is pulling the stuff out of the refrigerator to put on the salads, and then they're done. And again, then maybe I'll have some leftover chicken from the night before to go along with it for my protein, or I'll bring some hard-boiled eggs and chop those up, have that as my protein, whatever. But anything that you can prepare that you're already preparing for tomorrow, just multiply it by 5. So, number 3 is if you're going to add something like rice to dinner throughout the week, which, by the way, a healthy starchy carb is important. And so maybe you're going to have some rice. You could play around with it, have different kinds. You're going to have brown rice and wild rice and jasmine rice or whatever. But my thing is I don't like to make rice the day of. It's a chore. It makes things sticky and icky as far as cleanup goes. So why don't you just go ahead right now, even if it's not for dinner tonight, or maybe you do it at dinner time, even if, whatever, and cook a huge amount of it. Cook a whole pan, double, triple, quadruple the recipe, and then you can refrigerate or freeze each individual portion that you'll use for the week. And maybe you don't use it all week, but you're freezing it. What's really awesome about rice that most of us don't think about, and if this is a new tip for you, I know this was huge for me when I heard this tip about rice, put rice in the comments below, is I just make a bunch and I freeze it, and then that day when you want it for dinner that night and you're leaving for the day or whatever, you just let it thaw out in the refrigerator and then heat it up when all the other food's done and heated, and now you've got rice and you didn't have to cook it all up in the pan. And I don't know about you, but like I usually already have all my food done and then I'm waiting on the rice. So this way it's just a quick warm up in the microwave and you're good to go. So step number 4, if you have kids, by the way, same rule applies for the snacks and lunches. If you're already getting their snack or lunch together for tomorrow, go ahead and get it ready for the next 5 days. And now it's done. And if you live anywhere near me or you have similar weather as we do here in Michigan, you might not have school tomorrow, so you might have another whole day to work on some of these tips and tricks that I'm giving you, because I know that my husband's already has the day off. He's a school teacher, but don't tell my son because his school hasn't been canceled yet. So, and last week my husband got 2 days off and my son only got 1. So don't tell him, because then he gets all upset because he still has to go to school when dad doesn't. But anywho, so I digress. So the same rule applies. In addition to having that stuff kind of preset, you're still going to have kids that are not at school when it's after school time or early in the morning, maybe breakfast time. Or if you have kids that aren't in school, my advice here is go ahead and pre-bag up or put, cheese sticks and things like that in a space where they can grab them. Like we used to always have the cheese sticks in like our pull-out drawer, and then they were always like getting it stuck and unstuck and all that. And now it's just like in a Tupperware sitting right on the bottom shelf so they can grab the cheese stick. We created a little spot in the pantry with healthy snacks. They could already have a bag of crackers. See, that way they're not taking the whole box and eating the whole thing all in one setting, but I have individual bags of stuff that really did not take that long. And now when I'm the crazy mom, super busy, and they're like, I'm hungry, I want a snack, what can I have? I don't have to stop to prep it. I can just tell them what they can go grab out of the pantry or the fridge, or let them go make their choice, right? So that really works. I mean, if you have babies, that's not necessarily going to work yet, but a tip to come. More with kids. Okay, so I got to know, if you have kids, put the ages in the comments below. This one's going to be a tip for anybody who has a kid that still likes the crust. Cut off their bread. And if you're a mom, you probably know just how maddening it can be when we cut the crust off the bread. It gets really frustrating. You're just like, it's only one more step, but you're just like, why can't you just eat the bread with the crust? Anybody else feel me? I know I'm not the only one, right? So I finally had the genius idea, why don't I just take one loaf of bread and already cut the crust off? So then it just took me 4 cuts, maybe 8 if the loaf's big enough, right? And then every time I go to make a sandwich, the crust is already off. It saves me that time in just that maddening moment, and then they still get their bread with the crust cut off. Yes! All right, if you like that trick, type bread in the comments. I just got to know if I'm just the only crazy lady that hates cutting the crust. All right, so tip number 6. Also, let's see, who does store-bought water? Put that in the comments. And who does your own bottled water? One, if you're not a big water drinker, a little side tip here is to get your own water bottle that you love, in a color you want, like in all the little specs that you like, maybe a fun design. Because if you have the water in something that you think's nice and pretty, you're more likely to take it around. And then because you're taking it around, you're like, oh, I'll drink my water. It really does work. It's kooky how our brains work, but if you have a water bottle that actually makes you happy, you're more likely to drink the water. But so if you do water bottles, go ahead and grab out all the water bottles that you already need. And if you're going to work, already put them in a bag, ready to go to work. But if you do the water bottles that are your own and you happen to have extras, fill up multiples. I know a lot of you guys probably only will drink water if it's cold. If you're one of those, you can let me know, right? But so if you put that in the, if you already have bottles filled up, then it's not like, oh, I need to go refill this, which for some reason, that few second task throws us all off from keeping up with our water. But if you can just go grab one that's already now filled, so again, taking them to work or keeping them in your house already ready to go, that's one tip for your water. So you might be making omelets for your breakfast in the morning, or doing shakes, or maybe you have oatmeal and you top them with certain toppings. Can you get the stuff that you make your shake with already in a container ready to go, so all you're doing is dumping it, right? For the most part, maybe adding the base. Or same thing for your omelet. If you know that you're going to make an omelet and you're going to have these veggies and you're going to have cheese, you can pretty much put all of it together. You could literally even crack the egg and scramble it if you want. It'll make the veggies a little bit mushy, or you at least mix all the other stuff together and just not the eggs. Same thing for the oatmeal, all the things that you're going to top on top of your oatmeal, already have them together. So whatever your like breakfast thing is, can we save you a few seconds to a few minutes by just already getting it together in a minute or two tonight for the whole week? Because again, it doesn't, I don't know it's not quadruple, whatever the sin to whatever, when you multiply by 5, it's not going to multiply the amount of time it takes for you to do it tonight by 5. Each single day, you got to pull all the stuff out, do it all, put it all back. So if you can do it right now for the whole week, you're saving some time. And then decreasing your stress, which I'm going to talk about shortly. All right, so number 7, do you have your oh crap meal set? If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can send me a message and I'll send you the video about my oh crap meal deal. But basically it's having simple ingredients that can stay in a freezer and thaw super fast, or simple things that can stay in a pantry that are basically probably only 3 or 4 ingredient meals, one pan, one thing that you could literally cook in 5 minutes, maybe 10, but 5's great, that in a pinch you could make a healthy, fully, full complete meal and be on your way in 5 minutes, or, 5 minutes to make it, 5 minutes to eat it kind of thing. So that's the oh crap meal. Number 8, have your car stash set. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, send me a message. I'll send you the video. Your car stash, though, is your backup snacks, already ready to go, already in containers or bags that stay in your car, and they're not for your prepared, like, oh, I've got that snack already, so I don't have to go do the next 5 days errand because I already have them in my car stash. They are for when you forget your stuff at home, or you run extra errands, or you're super hungry and you can grab that instead of other crappy stuff, right? But it's your car stash that's always with you, and the rule is if you take something out, you've got to make sure that you replace it so that you don't get into a situation where now all your stuff's gone and that was defeated, right? All right, so then number 9, not food related at all. We're going to decrease our stress, nutrition related at all, but we are going to decrease our stress with number 9, which is get your clothes ready for tomorrow. And if you have kids, get their clothes ready too. I don't know how crazy sometimes I can get by, oh, I can't find the matching sock of something I want to wear, or I got all the kids' clothes together so they'd get their clothes on real quick before school, and something fell on the stairs, their socks or their underwear or something. Now we're all running around like something's missing, whatever, right? So if you already have it already set together, it's going to save you time, and more importantly, it's just going to save you the hassle in the morning. And if you can be de-stressed, the less stress, this is what all of this comes down to, the less stress that you have on yourself while you're getting ready, while you're at work, while you're dealing with your food, while you're dealing with your water, while you're dealing with just the prep of getting ready for yourself or for your food, the more likely you are to stay on point, because we like to grab unhealthy food when our stress levels and therefore hormone levels raise, and now we want to grab the next best thing. So sorry for the crappy lighting quality. I wanted to hide up here away from the noisy kids, and the sun has gone down. I didn't do it quick enough. So hopefully you still got the benefit out of the message, even though the quality of the film is not so great. So again, have any questions, let me know. And also any tips that you might have so that people can de-stress and keep things simple all throughout the week. Have a beautiful and healthy day. And remember, keep healthy simple. Bye-bye.